Stray Kids didn't just finish a tour. They completed a global takeover. From stadiums shaking like earthquakes to fans camping for days, their final world tour felt less like concerts and more like history happening in real time. But now that the lights have dimmed, one question remains. What comes next? Chapter 1. The tour that redefined their legacy. When Stray Kids announced their last world tour, even longtime supporters didn't expect the scale of what was coming. This wasn't simply another series of concerts. It was a statement, a full-power declaration of who they had become, a self-producing global phenomenon operating at their creative peak. The tour exploded into motion the moment tickets went live. Servers crashed. Queues reached millions. Entire countries trended their names before the group even stepped on stage. And when they did, it became clear this wasn't the same Stray Kids from 2018. This was a powerhouse built from years of grit, experimentation, and fearlessness. Each show felt like a cinematic event. Thunderous openings with S-Class, pyrotechnics synchronized with Felix's bass drops, Changbin racing from stage to stage like a bolt of electricity, Sungmin hitting notes with a clarity that silenced stadiums, IN growing from the group's maknae into a full-blown vocal force, Han delivering verses at speeds most rappers would need oxygen for Bang Chan leading the entire spectacle, the quiet engine behind everything skits had become. Cities transformed into Stray Kids festivals for days. Fans waved their government flags underwater in oceans of light sticks. Local news stations filmed outside stadiums hours before the doors even opened. Every stop felt like a celebration of the group's identity, but also a celebration of the fans, Stay, who built this empire with them. But beneath the noise, something deeper was happening. The tour became proof of a rare truth in K-pop. Stray Kids didn't rise because they were perfect. They rose because they were real. They made their own music. They embraced their quirks. They broke the mold of idol perfection and showed that creativity could be loud, chaotic, messy, powerful, and still top charts worldwide. By the final shows, Skids weren't just performing. They were documenting a chapter of history that would define them forever. And everyone wondered, was this truly the last one? Or simply the end of a beginning? Chapter 2. The emotional weight behind the farewell stage. For many fans, the phrase "last world tour" hit like a punch to the gut. Even though it wasn't a farewell from the group, the wording implied a major shift, and the members felt that weight too. During the final concerts, emotions ran higher than ever before. You could see it on Felix's face as he stared out into the crowd before beginning his deep end stage. You could hear it in Bang Chan's shaky voice as he thanked fans for staying even when we felt lost. You could feel it in the way Hyunjin held onto fans' signs during encore walks, almost like he wanted to remember every detail forever. For Stray Kids, this tour represented more than success. It represented survival. They had endured the pressure of constant promotion, the meltdown of physical exhaustion, sudden injuries, health scares, and the suffocating expectations that come with being a global sensation. Their schedules often looked superhuman from the outside, but behind the cameras, they were still 8 young men carrying a weight most people could never imagine. Ending this era of world tours wasn't about slowing down. It was about longevity. The group has always been honest in their lyrics about burnout and vulnerability. Songs like Mixtape, Oh, Voices, and Levanter revealed the private battles that even fame couldn't fix. The final world tour allowed them to close a chapter with gratitude instead of pain. The emotional peak came at the last encore of the final show. Bang Chan stood at the center of the stage, tears on his cheeks, and said words that broke the internet. "We're not leaving. We're just choosing a new path." The stadium erupted. That sentence became the key to everything. Stray Kids weren't ending. They were evolving. Chapter 3. What Stray Kids plan to do next. Once the final show ended and the group disappeared behind the black curtains, the world began asking, what is Stray Kids' next era? And the clues are already there. 1. A new musical direction. Stray Kids have always been experimental, mixing EDM, trap, rock, glitch pop, and even classical elements. But now, with the World Tour chapter closed, they have the freedom to expand in ways they couldn't before. Expect more unit projects, rare collaborations, and genre blending that pushes K-pop into territory it's never touched. Bang Chan has hinted multiple times that new sounds are in production. Deeper, richer, more cinematic. This era might lean into storytelling albums, darker aesthetics, or even multilingual tracks aimed at global charts. 2. Individual growth and personal brands. Every member has developed a distinct identity. Bang Chan as producer, leader, and creative director. Lee No as choreographer and performance architect. Changbin as powerhouse rapper and studio machine. Hyunjin as visual artist and dancer. Han as rising all-rounder with charm and evolving stage presence. Felix as ambassador, icon, and deep-voiced phenomenon. Seungmin as vocal anchor and OST favorite. IN as visual artist and dancer. The future may include solo work, but not the group disbanding kind. Think of it more like branches growing from the same tree. 3. A break to reset physically and creatively. The members deserve rest. They're human. And a rested Stray Kids is a more powerful Stray Kids. The group is likely to take a measured break, not disappearing entirely, but focusing on music, training, health, and creative planning. 4. Expanding into global markets. Stray Kids have already performed at major Western award shows and scored brand partnerships with luxury fashion houses. The next step could be headlining global festivals, starring in major campaigns, breaking into film or series OST charts, collaborations with Western producers. They may even pursue more acting or international features. 5. A new touring model. Instead of a full-scale multi-year world tour, Stray Kids may move toward mini residencies in key cities, fewer but larger concerts, seasonal tours, thematic or album-focused shows. It's not the end of live performances. It's simply smarter scheduling. This era will be more intentional, more controlled, and far healthier for the members. Chapter 4. The future and why it might be their biggest era yet. The biggest misconception is thinking Stray Kids are stepping back. In reality, they're stepping upward. The final world tour was not a goodbye. It was a graduation. Stray Kids are entering the kind of phase most artists dream of but never reach. A moment where they can choose what they want their future to be instead of reacting to pressure. Here's why the future might be their biggest, boldest era. They are now a legacy group. Stray Kids have cemented themselves alongside K-pop's most influential names. They don't need to prove anything anymore. That freedom will unlock creativity at a level we haven't seen from them yet. Their sound still leads the industry. Every Skiz album sparks trends. Their experimentation becomes mainstream months later. Producers watch their releases to understand the next movement in K-pop. The next album could redefine an entire genre. Their global fan base is still growing. Stay is one of the most loyal fandoms on Earth. They break records without promotions. They trend the group worldwide with minutes' notice. And they show up physically, digitally, and emotionally. That type of support isn't fading. It's expanding. They are about to enter the artist freedom phase. Without the demands of constant touring, Stray Kids will have more time to make meaningful music, more emotional energy to create deeper lyrics, more creative freedom to explore visuals and concepts, more stability to plan brand deals and collaborations, more personal space to rest and grow. This is not the end of Stray Kids. It's the beginning of their maturation. Their impact will outlive the tours. What made Skiz's last world tour special wasn't the fireworks or final bows. It was the message embedded in every performance. We built this with our own hands, and we're not done building. Stray Kids are entering an era driven by confidence, artistry, and independence. They don't need world tours to prove their power anymore. Their music, their influence, and their global reach are already doing that. And when they eventually return to the stage, whether through residencies, special events, or a brand new kind of tour, it won't just be a comeback. It'll be a transformation. The next Stray Kids era won't look like anything we've seen before. It'll be bigger, bolder, and unapologetically theirs.